Hi, my name's Jean Gamble, and I work as a psychotherapist and a clinical supervisor in Sydney, Australia, and also online globally. When you are working as a counsellor or a psychotherapist, it is extremely helpful and supportive to find a good supervisor that you can develop a connection with. It doesn't matter whether you're new to being a counsellor or whether you've got years of experience. It is still a very handy, supportive place to bring your work and discuss it and get more insights, expand it, broaden it out with somebody who you feel understands the way you're working and what your client needs. Often when I go to supervision, I might be having a block or a bit of even a dilemma whether I should work this way or that way, or sometimes I get to a stuck place with a client. And then going to supervision and discussing it means I have to think and express about my client. And that's gold, because it brings the client into mind, and two people are working on it. I also offer group supervision, and then there's like 4 people or 5 people listening to you present about your client, and all those minds are accessing different aspects and supporting the evolution of that client and the work between you, the relationship between the client and the counsellor. So when you are new to counselling, there's a lot of anxiousness that goes on around, am I good enough? Am I well trained? Do I know enough? I went and did this training and now here I am in the room and there's a client coming or a client with me and, I should have done another training, or I should have read more or know more. It's not about how much we know. It's about what we are bringing energetically to that client to support them with whatever issues they're coming with, or that couple if you're doing relationships counselling. So the things that we get frightened of are complaints. Am I going to be sued, or will there be a complaint and I'll have to go and stand in front of a tribunal and be interviewed about my work? Will my notes be subpoenaed if this client goes to court? And that is quite scary stuff, and it is extremely supportive to have someone who's worked for a long time, as I have, in this industry that can help you to take all of that anxiety out of it and be settled and present with your clients and not in that state of anxiousness that can happen. The other thing, even with therapists who are experienced, we all have our own blind spots and patterns that we operate with. So if you're the kind of person who needs to fix, that's how you were raised in your family of origin or your past lives, and you meet someone and you need to fix them, that's really a not helpful place to come from when you're working as a therapist. So with supervision, you can find your supervisor might say, it looks like you've got a bit of needing to fix going on here, or sympathy. I feel you're allying yourself with your client's issues. Or sometimes our own issue gets triggered, and we realize through the supervision that because this woman is struggling with her mother and I struggled with my mother, I'm now allowing my projection, my own experiences to interfere in a way with the therapy. And that's where supervision is so supportive and helpful. Doesn't matter how long you've been practicing, every client who comes in the door is a new case, and it's helpful to discuss that and get some support and extra confidence, or different ways of working where the supervisor can bring a different perspective and additional expanded way of working with your client. So if you're interested, call me. I'd love to add you to my supervision groups, or as individual supervision, one-on-one, online or face-to-face.